everybody, it's Mrs. D, and I am here with an Outschool application written application tutorial. I am breaking these apart into their different parts. There's going to be 5 total because part 4 has to be split into 2 sections. If you still haven't seen part 1, 2, and 3, please go back and watch those if you need help with them. If you're thinking about applying for Outschool or have been denied, consider using my links. They're all down below. I would love to help you out. I will give you personalized attention, suggestions, comments, and help get you approved. Now, section 4, this is specifically for section 4, remembering grammar, mechanics, spelling. They count a lot in Outschool applications. Do not make mistakes there or you will be denied. Okay? But section 4 focuses on classes, okay? So, but in 2 different ways. And this is probably going to be the longest video in this playlist, in this series, because I feel like always seeing some deficiencies in section 4 whenever I'm reviewing teachers' applications. All right, so let's read the first part of section 4. This is what the question says. Outschool teachers create their own classes. What topics are you passionate about teaching? Which ages of learners do you want to work with? What experience or expertise do you have in these subject areas? Now, I want to caution you to be very careful in this section, okay? Because what I end up seeing a lot of times is just some kind of rambling, and nothing against anybody I've worked with. They've got great expertise. It's been great meeting people virtually, but it's just kind of a section where people ramble on. We don't want to do that. We need to be very careful here. However, no bullet points. Okay? I can't make that clear enough. If you list your experience and your education and your all of this in bullet points, you're going to be denied. So, we're going to break these down into paragraphs, and there's 3 specific topics that are asked about in this section, and those are going to be 3 different paragraphs with 3 different answers. So your first one is all about topics. Okay, what do you want to teach? And you're going to say something like, I am really passionate about, and then list. I would not do more than 3. 2 to 3 topics. 1 topic is even okay. 2, 3, but no more than 3, because you really want to focus on one thing in your application. That's not to say that you can't branch out. Once you get on the platform and start teaching, you can teach whatever you want. But for the application purposes, we're going to stick to a minimum of topics. What are you passionate about? Okay? Focus on that passion. Let that passion show, and answer this question in a paragraph about what you are passionate about teaching and why you are passionate about teaching that. Nothing else here. Just what you want to teach and why you're excited to teach it. Okay? Then we're going to do another paragraph, and in that paragraph we're going to focus on age. What age group of learners do you want to work with on Outschool? Again, get a little bit specific here. Does not mean you can't branch out or change your mind later. We just want to get you hired first. So focusing is a good idea. And generally, you're going to want to focus on something that relates to the topic that you want to teach. So if you want to teach reading, you're probably not going to teach 14-year-olds unless you're teaching special education reading. Okay? Keep that in mind. Now, when you're talking about the age, start your paragraph off with something like, when I see children ages 4 and 5 begin to read on their own, I really get excited. I love when, and expand. You want to show your love and your passion for seeing something happening in that specific age group. Okay, and make sure that it's age appropriate. And the younger kids, you can mention things like how eager they are, how much energy they have, how much fun it is to teach them. Older kids, you may mention something about how serious they are and how much you enjoy engaging them and getting them to come around in a class and seeing how they start in one place where they're reluctant and then they start to become, very eager learners as well. Things like that, showing your passion, always showing your passion, but focusing on specific ages. Okay, that's your second paragraph for section 4. Third paragraph for section 4 is going to focus on your expertise. Why do you think that you are qualified or you can teach the subject that you're teaching? And that's usually going to relate back to your experience that you talked about earlier in the sections. So you say something, we can say something here like, when I taught preschool, I feel like that really prepared me for the emotional instability of 4-year-olds in a classroom. But I'm looking forward to working with them with all of the knowledge that I gained, teaching them to read and deal with emotional instabilities, or, whatever. I'm just bringing this out of the top of my head, so it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You can make statements like, now that I have done this, I feel like I can transfer those skills into an online class guiding children to do blah, 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 blah. Okay? So we want to focus on what has made it possible for you to teach the topic you're passionate about to the age that you're teaching it, but we're only focusing on what that experience and expertise is. Okay? So 3 paragraphs for this section, focusing very specifically on the 3 things that Outschool is asking for. And we're off to the last section on the class listing.